Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I just wanted to do a small live stream on what I thought could could be a violation of the First Amendment in the 19th District Court. I went over the administrative rule and in 8.115, and to me, um, I got an interpretation. I spoke to a couple people about it, and they kind of, I was playing devil's advocate in specific law, Michigan law, and uh, the administrative rule and how the House bill. All right, there's a House bill that um, the Senate Bill 865 introduced 424 um, gave me a little more substance to the narrative here. But before I go on, I just want to say hello to everybody in chat. Welcome. Hey, Michigan Constitutional Consider, the first one in there, brother. What's up? What's going on, Castle? Let's see. Who is that? EDJ74. Eric Johnson, right? Eric D. Johnson, 74. What's up, baby? He just shortened his stuff. Gotcha, gotcha. All is well. Cool. Um, Old Dutchman, what's up, man? How you doing, bud? Indiana. Oh, as they coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in. Utah, what's up, baby? Good seeing you, man. Good seeing you. Oh boy. Oh, who dat? Accountability. What's up? Okay. So with my little 15 subscribers, we'll go on. I keep saying that. Yeah, that some people know, some people don't. But yeah, it's my little thing. Taylor. They think I'm a nobody. So I go. So I'm gonna show you guys a video. This is a guy that definitely. Let me see. Um, where did that? I think I'll put his link in the description here in a minute. So there's this is a an individual from Dearborn somewhere or from outside the city. I don't know. He got a ticket. Steve O, what's up? See you again there. Press Rancor, welcome, welcome. Okay. At Wolverine Transparency, just let you know I sent you an email. I know. Oh, okay. I'll check it out as soon as I can. All right, so let me bring this up real quick. This guy is recording him. So it to me it before I started hitting this 8.115 issue in the court administrative, MCC and freaking was going out doing these courthouses, and they knew that eventually these issues would come up and he would probably get arrested because and I pray and hope to God that freaking is able to set precedent in the gray areas that they are misreading. And the reason why I'm calling it a gray area is because it's disingenuous, all right, when it says, especially using words like not consistent with the consistency. So if anything, freaking and MCC have been consistently showing that they can, and the thing says, I'll show you. let's just watch this one real quick. This guy wants to go and record himself paying a ticket inside of a courthouse.
On the 2nd, I believe that's what the date was, and it was for no proof of insurance. I paid everything. Now they're saying I owe them another $45 to reinstate my license, which I paid that exactly. So now we're going to walk in here and record this whole place.
Now it's not my fault that this guy's recording sideways, guys. So we're just pay attention to the narrative.
Yeah, they check this one. I don't know if they do this messed up. Because the garbage day, they come from there, right? I always put my card in my bag.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, you can. That's my First Amendment.
Can't videotape in the courthouse. You need to leave.
What's your name and badge number, please?
You need to leave.
Please don't touch me.
Okay, step out.
Okay, now you're assaulting me.
No, I'm not.
I need your supervisor.
Step out.
Supervisor, please.
Dude, step
Supervisor.
out. Let's go.
Stop grabbing me, please.
Okay, leave.
Supervisor.
I'm telling you.
Please give me a
There's
supervisor.
No recorded. Nope.
Will you please give me a supervisor?
Let's
I'm
go.
requesting a supervisor.
Sir.
I'm requesting a supervisor.
So right here, when somebody requests a supervisor, he should do so immediately while he is so-called enforcing a CFR. Okay.
Supervisor.
You're going to be held for contempt of court. There's no recording in the court.
Really?
Yeah.
So the disruption. Pay attention. Who disrupted who here? Let's go back and look at that again. All right. Everybody was conducting their business. And where did the disruption happen?
Yeah, they check this one. I don't know if they.
So you hear the court officers in the background talking. Listen, very close.
Dude, this messed up. Because the garbage day, they come from there, right? I always put my card in my bag.
Yeah, I am.
You hear that? So he said, "You're not videotaping, are you?" And he said, "Yeah." So he was being quiet. He was staying to himself. He did not disrupt anybody. He did not disrupt any court proceeding. He did not disrupt the court clerk. They told him that he couldn't record, which is the false narrative.
Yeah, you can. That's my First Amendment.
Can't videotape in the courthouse. You need to leave.
What's your name and badge number, please?
You need to leave.
Please don't
Step
touch
out.
me.
Okay, step out.
Okay, now you're assaulting me.
No, I'm not.
I need
Step
your
out.
supervisor.
Step out.
Supervisor, please.
Dude, step out.
Supervisor.
Let's go.
Stop grabbing me, please.
Okay, leave.
Supervisor.
I'm telling you.
Please give me a
There's no
supervisor.
recorded. Nope.
Will you please give me a supervisor?
Let's go.
I'm requesting a supervisor.
Sir,
I'm requesting
to
a
leave.
supervisor.
you're going to be held for contempt of court. There's no recording in the court.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll step outside
Okay.
because that's so you're threatening to arrest me if I don't leave.
Sir, I'm asking you to leave.
I will leave. I'm asking you a question. That's all I'm asking.
What's
Will you arrest me if I don't leave?
We can kick you out.
Would you arrest me if I don't
We'll have a
leave?
warrant for your arrest.
Well-
You'll be held in contempt of court.
I'm not in a courtroom.
You can't record
This
in a
is-
live.
Okay, so for an officer to say that you're in contempt, he is acting as a legislator right now instead of an enforcer, because only a judge can say those words that they're in contempt. You could say that it is a contempt. The judge may find you in contempt, but you got to be in a courtroom for that to happen or causing a disturbance, which you will see here. I'm going to show in legislative law that it's not correct, and they manipulate and they're disingenuous with the English in that. Michigan Supreme Court 8.115 administrative rule.
A public lobby.
Okay. Step out, sir. Step out.
I know my rights, man.
Not in here, sir. You can't record it.
Yes, I can.
Sir, step
Can I-
out.
Can I get a supervisor at least?
Step out, sir.
Will you arrest me if I don't?
Step out.
record in the building. Go outside, we'll talk to you all you want.
Okay. I want a supervisor.
Out of the building.
Okay, I want a supervisor. I'm here to take care of business too.
That's fine, you just can't record.
Yes,
it.
I
Go ahead
can.
and do
It's a
anything.
public lobby.
It's a courthouse.
That's a, right, okay, in the courtroom.
We have different.
In the courtroom. No, you can't.
So when he had his hand up there, he was outside committing prior restraint just now. Just to let you know, you can be held accountable for that.
Yeah, you know, is there an ordinance on that?
Eventually, this is going to come to the Supreme Court, guys, and stuff like this. He's outside, and they still got their hand up. Why? He's outside. He did what you told. So you're still committing prior restraint.
What's the law?
Huh?
Can you cite the law for me?
Just
You take
outside.
it up with the state of
Can you
Michigan.
cite the law?
The state of Michigan comes up.
What about federal law? I think federal is Trump state.
Well, you can take it up with the
It's,
state of
it's the
Michigan.
First Amendment.
So they're supposed to equally apply the law, and they rewrote the law 8.115 for the simple fact of this issue right here. We are allowed to record outside the courtrooms as long as there's not a disturbance, because I'm going to show you in the order and the bill where it uses past tense words, like the ED. I'm not going to give it away yet. I'm going to show you here in a minute.
Bro.
Okay, you can take it up with the state of
It's the
Michigan.
First Amendment.
Okay,
Name
sir.
and badge
Go
number.
ahead.
What's your
There's
badge
my
number?
name. You can get
What's
it.
What's your badge number? Can I get it? Record it real quick.
All right, sir.
Can I get your name? No name?
Come on, man.
Oh, public servant. You ain't gonna give no name. Public
Officer-
servant. Can you give me his name, please?
Officer Tanana. That's what you're
That's
dealing
you?
with. That's me.
Okay. Well, they approached me as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to file a complaint on you.
So, yeah, they-
and
Okay.
Yeah, they all violated his First Amendment right because they all seen it.
for deprivation of rights.
Okay, sir. You
They
can do
were
that.
violating my
You
rights.
have a right to do that.
No, you don't.
You have a right to file a complaint. There's no issue there.
Okay, and I'm gonna file up a lawsuit against you for touching me. That's assault.
All right, so we all know that he continues to redress. So he goes to the police department. Right. I'm gonna fast forward this here. All right. And I think he talks to this sergeant. Remember, I did a thing on Dearborn. Dearborn ain't that bad when it comes to
Yes,
certain things, but they still got some old ways of violating people's rights by showing a sign of force. I have a old video where a sergeant and two of his employees walk up on me because I wanted him to give me a complaint form, and then they did not. And instead, I had to wait for a sergeant, and that is where they says, "Well, if you got a complaint, then tell me." No, I want to do this with anonymity. I want to be able to write and affirm something on this document, whether I'm going to accommodate or complain against an officer. And I don't need nobody helping me out, or I don't need you trying to use a deterrent to get rid of me. And that is where prior restraint comes. That is a prior restraint issue, and that's an intimidation tactic that they use.
Yeah, so the district court rules, they don't allow recording devices in their building at all.
So what
there's
law
nothing
is that?
about
What law is that?
Huh?
What law is that?
I don't have it offhand, I just know.
See that?
Can you-
these
can you
or these
Look it
these
up for me and tell me what law.
you see these order takers, they don't even know what they're enforcing. How can you enforce something that you don't know? How can that be? Hey, what's up, Brooklyn? Love you, brother. Glad to see you up in here, man. Yeah, exactly, Jan. Exactly. Eric, for sure, for sure. And they run because they know they're wrong. Well, most of them, I mean, but when it comes to these courtrooms, boy, they love it because the judge gets on back of them, and the judge backs it up. And now the judge takes it out of context, and now he's being disturbed. So he gets to write a chief judge order, a CFR, to saying that there's no recording in the court building. But you got to understand, it's got to be reasonable. He's got to have reasonable expectations for why it is. So I'm going to show you where they're screwing up on this. All right. So this guy, he's just another order taker. So he goes back to the court. All right. So we go to the second one here. All right. Let me see. Let's go to the second one.
So I came in today to do a transaction. My license,
Pay something?
yes, to make a payment.
Okay.
Now I wanted to record my transaction. I just was recording stuff on the walls. I got to around the corner here, and that officer, Tanani,
Officer Tanana, yeah.
he approached me and he said I wasn't allowed to record here,
Correct.
which I know I'm allowed to. In this public lobby, in the courtrooms, I'm not allowed.
Unfortunately, you're not allowed to have any recording devices in this building at all. You're more than welcome to come here.
That is not true. Oh my God, that is not true. I'm gonna stop it right there, guys. So let's go to the bill. All right, I'm going straight to the bill. I'm done hearing this, and I know you guys are too. You guys, we want to get to the meat and taters of this. Let's just get to the meat and taters of this, right? Right, guys. Let's get to the meat and taters of this. So we got a guy here that's saying that you can't record in a Michigan court. All right. Oops, I screwed up. All right, cool. Now everybody can see that. So let's read this. The bill would amend. This is bill dated 9/1/20, and that's bill Senate bill, as you see right here, 685 or 665, as introduced 4/20/4/20. Okay, sponsored by Senator Peter. He's a legislator. He's a duly elected legislator that sits on the Judiciary Committee for the public. Okay, the bill content. You see this? Boom. The bill would amend and revise Judicial Act to the following: an individual to possess and use portable electronic devices in a courthouse. Specifically, the bill would be subject to the authority of the court clerks and the court administrators, limited to terminate any activity that's disrupted. Look at that word. I want you guys to forget the rest of that sentence. Look at that word right there. Disrupted. It's past tense. It's something that has to happen in the past tense for them to come out and react. So they have to see a disruption, and then they have to come and address that disruption. And they have the right to terminate your live stream, recording, etc. Okay? Terminate any activity disrupted the court operations, compromised the court security, or contrary to the administrative justice. All right. Specifically, the circumstances under which an individual juror, witness, party, or an attorney would be allowed to use specific, but specificity that a violation of the bill would be punishable by sanctions and determined by the court. All right, check it out, guys. This bill would take effect in 90 days after the reenactment. So there's a reason why they reenacted this, because before this date right here, none of that stuff was allowed in there. Okay, so they had to rewrite the law in 2020 to allow electronic devices in the courtrooms. So what that officer just said was wrong. All right, the bill. All right, expect as otherwise, provided an individual could possess and use portable electronic devices in a courthouse. Portable electronic device would mean a mobile device capable of electronically storing, accessing, or transmitting information, including transmittable computer of any size, including a tablet, notebook, or laptop, or smartphone. Cell phone, or otherwise a phone or camera or audio video recording device, a personal digital assistant, or other than provide internet access in any similar term. Courthouse would include all courtrooms, areas within the exterior walls of the court building, or the court does not occupy the entire building, a portion of that building used for the administration and operation of the court, and the areas outside a court building where a judge conducts an event concerning a case outside. So that's when the judge wants to take the jury outside for purposes of whatever that judge wants to do. Okay? So check it out. The bill would subject to authority of the clerks, or the court and administrator to limited to terminate any activity that disrupted. See that word again? That's in the past tense. Disrupted. That means it's already happened. That means you have to disrupt something for them to terminate it, or otherwise you can record because you're allowed to. Inside of a court building, not the court room, because I will show you where it says you can't record in the courtroom without the judge's authorization. All right, it's talking about the exterior, and it did say it. If they did terminate it, it would be within the means of the administration, the operation of the court areas outside the building, etc. Wherever a court processes, you can't record no more because you disrupt it. All right. This bill will take subject and authority to clerks of courts of administration to terminate the activity disrupted the court operations, compromise courthouse security, and contrary to the administration of justice. The court would have to use reasonable means. Hear that? Use reasonable means, including posting a notice on the website to advise courthouse visitors of the requirements pertaining to the electronic devices. So basically what they were supposed to do is say, you're not allowed to disrupt in any way, okay, in any way, shape, or form. If you cause a disruption, I will terminate that. All right, and the judge can put on the wall that he's allowed to terminate that and find you in contempt. Not them. They're not even allowed to say it. It's contempt. No, the judge is supposed to say that because it's a disruption for the judge, not you as a court officer, which is an overpaid security guard. They're not even MCOL certified. All right. An individual could not use a portable electronic device or photograph record, broadcast system, or juror, or any called court for jury service. Any individual could use a portable electronic device to photograph, record, or live stream a courthouse only in the courtroom if allowed by presiding judge, or areas of the courthouse other than the courtroom, then the individuals express prior consent to photographing and broadcasting and live streaming the individual. Subject to these preventions, and the court could not adopt a reasonable limit or an individual ability to photograph, record, broadcast, or live stream in a court local administrative order. Okay, that order has to be subject to reasonable conditions. Okay, and if it's got to specify that you would be, if you are disrupting any operations, not them getting butt hurt because you have a camera, not because you got the camera. you acting like an ignoramus, filming individuals that don't want to be recorded. You're not allowed to record nobody without their prior consent. You can record all the staff, all right? You just can't record public people. And that's where you got to be very, very, very careful without their prior consent. That is why it's so tight. It is a very tight law there. And that is why that's why they're so butthurt, and they use that consistently. A juror, listen to this, a juror or prospective court possess and hold a portable electronic device subject to the following conditions. So this is for a juror. We already know that. They don't want them passing messages back and forth. A witness, same thing. They don't want them passing them. Attorney, a party, a member, or the public. Now listen very close right here. This is inside the courtroom, guys. An attorney, party, or a member of the public could use portable electronic devices for the following. In a courtroom to retrieve or store information, including note-taking, access to the internet, and send and receive messages or information if audible sounds were silenced. You hear that? If a courtroom, in a courtroom, see, these are the conditions inside of a courtroom. All right. In the courtroom to make or receive telephone calls or any other audible functional while court is in session with the permission of the presiding judge. A clerk office or in a clerk's office to reproduce a public court document. That means you're allowed to take a picture of a court document if you want to, or a video of it. All right. If the device left no mark or impression on the document and did not unnecessarily interfere with the operation of the court clerk. So when he went up in the 19th District Court, he wasn't recording nobody's personal, nobody but what was publicly accessible and public employees. Them are not individuals, them are officers of the court. So they are not subject to being an individual. All right. The bill would not modify or supersede guidelines. Listen to this. The bill would not modify or supersede guidelines for media coverage of court proceedings set forth by the Supreme Court Administrative Rule. Now, that one is inside of a courtroom, the Act of 1989-1. I read that, and it's pretty detailed about specific social media, or excuse me, lamestream media basically doing their thing. All right. Now, a violation of this bill would be punishable and sanctions determined by the court, including contempt of court, classified of, or confiscation of the device or form on individual from an individual for up to the remainder of the court day, or in order that the device be turned off and put at a location determined by the court, or both. Okay. Now listen to this. This is the background of this right here. Right. Michigan Court Rule in pursuant. Let me get this right. MCR 8.115 in pursuant to part prescribes the permitted and prohibited use of portable electronic devices in a courthouse. Previously, listen to this very closely, MCR 8.115 allowed the chief judge to establish a policy regarding the use of cell phones and electronic devices within the courthouse. That changed in May of 2019 when this came out, and has issued an order amending MCR .8115 to allow lawyers, witnesses, and jurors and members of the public to have a cell phone in and other portable electronic devices in a courtroom. You see that? You're allowed to have it in there. Okay. You just gotta have the judge's permission. That is why they changed this law and updated this law in 2020 to allow us to bring and record inside the courtroom or inside the courthouse. And you got to just listen to this. All right. Portable electronic devices in a courtroom. The Michigan Supreme Court submitted a copy of the order to the State Bar of Michigan, the state administrator, pursuant to MCR 12, to process and amending the rule, including public hearing during over the 50 public comments were considered, including comments from attorneys, clerks, Michigan Judges Association, State Bar, blah, blah, blah. These are guys that, had problems using their phones inside of a courthouse, right? I'll get to some chat here in a minute, guys. I'm breaking out some good stuff here, man. All right, flat out. The facial impact. All right, so the bill would not have a direct facial impact on the state or local court system. It is noted above that the bill would codify a recent Supreme Court order that amends. See, they amended it because it was too strict, to allow for increased use of electronic devices in courtrooms. The reasoning given to the Supreme Court for the rule to change, you hear that? They changed the rule, the Supreme Court, for the rule of change was that it could make access to the courts easier for witnesses, jurors, and legitimates without lawyers. See how that rolls? So we are allowed to have all our electronic devices in there. You just heard that one court officer said you can't have no cameras or no electronic devices in there at all. He just lied to you. He lied to that guy. Okay? That's a flat out lie. While the bill generally would, listen to this, while the bill generally would allow the use for electronic devices within a courtroom, within courts and courthouses, the use of these devices would be subjected to the direction of the presiding judge. Indirectly, the use of electronic devices by attorneys, witnesses in the court could make some judicial proceedings more efficient, creating potential saving of time. Records of those courts would allow to increase electronic devices. Okay. This analyst, all right. So we all know that this is the bill that created .81 or revised and amended 9. Here, let me just do the whole thing. Senate Bill 865 introduced 4/20/420, sponsored Senator Peter and Committee, Judiciary and Public Safety, date 9/1/20. Okay, so we're going to get off of that. I'm going to get off of that. We're going to go to the administrative rule now. All right. So that was the law that was passed that gave birth to this administrative rule. All right. I'm going to show you the words that they're leaving out, guys. They're leaving some things out, and it's disingenuous to the law. It really is. I'm being real, man. So let's read this. This stuff is so long, I gotta find it. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I did have this set up, but it It got lost. All right, here we go. Rule 8.115 courtroom decorum policy regarding the use of cell phones or other portable electronic communications devices. Right? A, the display of flags. All right, that's just saying that he has to display a flag and he has to wear a robe. And the use, here's where we want to go right here. C, the use of portable electronic devices in a courtroom. The purpose, this is purpose. This rule specifies permitted and prohibited uses of portable electronic devices in the courthouse. A court must use reasonable means to advise courthouse visitors of the provisions of this rule. Any allowance of this portable electronic device under this rule is subject to authority of a judge to terminate activity that is disruptive or distracting to a court proceeding. So basically, if you're out in the hallway and somebody's saying, hey, I don't want you recording me, blah, 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 that would be creating a disturbance. Therefore, he can fine you in contempt. All right? Because you're not supposed to record nobody without their prior consent. And what I mean by that is that individuals that have anonymity inside the courtroom, they're giving them anonymity, okay? So, as we know, Turner versus Driver says we're allowed to record all our public people in the course of their public duties. So they are not individuals. They are public servants and public police and peace officers. It has nothing to do with it. That they are called officers and court staff. They are not individuals. All right, proceedings that is otherwise contrary to the administration of justice. This rule does not modify, listen to this here, this does not modify or supersede the guidelines of media coverage for proceedings and forth. That, again, that goes all straight for the mainstream media. Definitions 2. A portable electronic device. A mobile device is capable of electronic storing, accessing, or transmitting information. The term, among the other things, to transport in any size, including a tablet, a notebook, or a laptop, or a smartphone, or a cell phone, or other wireless devices, cameras, and other audio recording devices in the personal assistant. PDA, other devices that provide internet access and any similar items. Let me see. Well, the chat has been going on here. What's going on? See all that love you got in here, Brooklyn? You can't stop, dude. You can't stop. Who that? Yeah. Reached out. If you're New York, they don't have the balls. Ooh. Well, you know, he's making some statements there, and I implore and I challenge the people that he's talking to go out and help him and set aside all things. I know one thing: if my brothers were having problems in their areas in the state of Michigan, I'm going. That's why I'm coming out for this guy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm coming up for this guy right now. I'm going to at least do a live stream. All right. Brooklyn, from the heart, my brother. I appreciate the others and do understand, but doing the hard work to ensure the future. Yep, that's what we do. I'm a tyrant cop, sergeant, perhaps gaslighting the matter you did. Yep, exactly. Yeah, what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, you zoom his face. Yeah, cool. You totally think the comment was right. All right, all is well. I see people are coming in and out. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, I do have a narrative here. I'm trying to stand a narrative, and I everybody has a First Amendment right to say whatever they want to each other, and it's awesome how people are responding to each other. It's cool. Now, B, a courthouse includes all areas and exterior buildings. Okay. Within the exterior walls of a building, courthouse does not occupy the entire building. You hear that? A courthouse includes all areas within the exterior walls of a court building. Or if the court does not have occupancy, the entire building that is a portion of the building is used for the administration operation of the court. A courthouse also includes outside the building where judges conduct or convince concerning the case. Now remember, it doesn't matter. Inside the courtroom, it is mandatory. You got to have permission of the judge. Outside the courtroom, you're allowed to record, but you're not allowed to record individuals. That's why it was put up on the wall. Why would they say you can't record individuals in here if he wasn't allowed to record? Period. Why would that say that? It's just common sense, man. A courtroom includes a portion of the courthouse which is actually proceeding to take place. Photography and audio and video recording, broadcasting live except for the request of film or electronic media coverage of a court proceeding as permitted in the 1981 following restrictions. Yeah, I read that earlier. In a courtroom, no one may use a portable electronic device to take photographs or audio or video recording or broadcasting or live streaming unless that is used to specify allow the judge the proceeding over all courtroom. Okay. Outside the courtroom, in areas of the courthouse other than courtrooms, no one may photograph, record, broadcast, live stream, or an individual without their prior consent. You guys understand that? Do you understand this right here? Look at this right here. See this right here? If you wasn't allowed to record, why would you have to get somebody's permission to record them if you wasn't allowed to record? So we are allowed to record. We're just not allowed to record people with anonymity. You can record. You're not supposed to record individuals, but you can record public servants and staff that work for the public. C, jurors. No one may photograph or record, broadcast, or live stream any juror or anyone called the court juror for jury service. See that? All right. D, local orders by the administrative order. A court may adopt further reasonable. You see that? Further reasonable limits on photography and audio or video recording or broadcasting in a courthouse that are not inconsistent with this rule. So if you stay consistent with the rule, see how that's disingenuous to consistent with the rule? So in other words, if you're not inconsistent with the rule, they could put up on the wall that if you are disturbing this court, I'm not going to allow you to record. You cannot record in this court if you continue to. Basically, what it should say, you're not allowed to record individuals, meaning citizens that are here as litigants, witnesses, or jurors. Okay? I mean, there's a long list there. Outside that courthouse. Excuse me, outside that courtroom. Forgive me. I think I made my point here. Okay, so we already know that juror witnesses and jurors, we all know that. See, and it defines what a witness is. It defines what a. Now, here we go. 5. Attorneys and parties and members of the public. The following preventions apply to the use of portable electronic in a courtroom by parties and members of the public. Now, listen to this. are allowed users, attorneys, parties, members of the public may use a portable electronic device in a courtroom to retrieve or store information, including note keeping, to access the internet and send and retrieve messages for information. For attorneys, parties, and members of the public may use a portable device to reduce public court documents in the clerk's office as long as the device leaves no mark or impression on the document that is unreasonably to interfere with the operation of the court office. You're not interfering with nothing. See, they continue to use this language to mislead us to thinking that we can't record. But they use other language that you can't record individuals. Well, wait a minute. Make up your mind. If I can't record individuals, or I can't record at all. See, it's disingenuous, man. They think they're slick, but they're not. Prohibited use attorneys, parties, and members must be silenced. Hear that? Prohibited users. Attorneys, parties, and members of the public must silence portable electronic devices while in a courtroom. Well, if you're not allowed to have, remember what that officer said just a minute ago? What did he say? Hey, you're not allowed to have any devices in the courtroom. Well, if that's, wait a minute, why is there B here? Attorneys, parties, members of the public may silence portable electronic devices while in the courtroom. A portable electronic device may not be used without permission of the court to make or receive telephone calls or any other audible while in session. Portable electronic devices may not be used to communicate in any way in a courtroom to participant, including but not limited to a party or witness or jury. See, they don't want witnesses collaborating back and forth, or jurors collaborating back and forth, and all that other stuff. So, the use of portable device outside the courtroom limitations. You hear that? Use of portable electronic devices outside the courtroom limitations, except as provided in paragraph 3, 4, and 5. This rule. A person may use a portable electronic device in a courthouse, subject to the authority of the judges, clerks, and other court administrators, limited to terminate any activity disruptive, see that, to court operations. So as long as you're not disrupting anything, he didn't go in here disrupting anybody. They disrupted him. They committed prior restraint. See, that's called gaslighting. That's called corrosive tactics. They blame you for what they're doing. Use their own rules against them. Course violations of this rule, if the use violated, the judge may confiscate the device for the remainder of the order of the phone is turned off in any way. The violators of this rule are punishable by appropriate sanctions upon and including contempt of court determined under the direction of the court. Here it is. That's it. So there you have it. You are allowed to record inside of a courthouse. You just can't record individuals, which are people that are litigants, people that don't want to be recorded, like personal staff, personal attorneys, anybody that it's not pertaining to. Oh, by the way, Brooklyn, I wanted to let you know that I started to do a fundraiser for you, and then my electricity went out. I do have $40 to give you. Some people did give me money, and I want to get. I was having so many problems with my electricity that night that I'll send you $40 that I got. Okay. like I said, I forgot all about it because I was having so many problems. I didn't have electricity for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And while I still found time for you, brother, I'm telling you, I still found time for you, man. I was hooking my computer up and unplugging my heater and other things to do live streams for you so I can find out, hey, where's this guy at? Where you at? Where you at? I stay consistent until I got you. Just to let you know, Brooklyn. Here, let me give you a link real quick. Come on up a second, Brooklyn. I understand. I understand, bro. I got you. Come on up and say hi. If you don't feel like it, that's fine. I'll end the live stream. But if you want to come up and say hi, you're more than welcome to. Oh yeah, it's definitely for him. I'm honest, man. You know me, man. I only do that for people that I know that are out there doing real activism and that deserve that attention from me. I will do. I mean, I might not get up. I know that sometimes I raised. I did fundraisers before, and I've got they were successful, and it wasn't for me. It never was for me. You know. Oh, of course, you better trust me. I don't lie to y'all. I love you. I love you, Indiana, for sure. Um, but okay, I guess Brooklyn is going to chill, right? You know my number. Um, oh, there he is. Okay. Hey, what's up, brother? Hello. Audio. There you. You all right? Sounds like you're having issues there. You okay?
It's all good. Listen,
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, like I said,
by the way, don't.
yeah, you're roboting pretty bad. Is there somewhere in the house
We're
that you
all
can
good.
go? Is there somewhere in the house that you can go and um, get a better signal?
'Cause
Where at and there do you get the best signal? Have you found that out yet? Because he's roboting really bad. I know I haven't created no merch. I need to, man. I just been so occupied with everything else that I think was important to me. The narrative by itself is important to me, and I do my best, guys. I really do, and I just wish that um, people would understand me better. You know, I really do. Um, um, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream because it looked like he said he was all right and it's all good and he's got my number. If he wants to call me, he can call me. He can hit me up. Definitely give me a call, brother. You know. Good night. I'll talk to you later. Wolfie's back quiet reading the mail for show. Oh, wait a minute. he came back up.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
There you are. There you are. I was about to call tonight.
Just having a lot of problems because we're having a storm tonight. There's a lot of storms coming tonight. That's why
Yeah,
Wi-Fi is like all messed up and everything. You know.
I get it. I get it. Wherever you're
Yeah,
standing at, I guess that's the best part. You sound better now.
yeah. Big Mike's getting a little better now.
Turn your, you know what? Turn your camera off. Turn your camera off because you use more Wi-Fi when you use it. So let's just listen
Yeah.
to you. Yeah. There. I mean, I'm really sorry that you had to go through all that stuff, and
Nah, don't be sorry. This is what we signed
well,
up for. This is what I
well,
signed
no,
up for.
I get it. I get it. I'm just being a gentleman about it and
I know.
understanding your condition and what happened to you, and what's not fair. You know, all you're doing is
Yeah.
recording people. My God, you're
I signed up
recording
for it.
people and telling them to stop parking on sidewalks when anybody else would park on a sidewalk. We'd be getting freaking fines up the butt. It's just not fair, man. You know. So
Of course, I know. The thing that bothers me the most, I just did this at another person, so I'm gonna show that proof anyway. But what just got me depressed more was just like the way they act, like you know, like it was like I don't explain it. Like I'm more like disappointed in how they acted and treated me. You know, like instead of just like whatever, if you arrest me, arrest me, no doubt, but was the way they went about it, like trying to show off the way they are and sneak a couple punches in and kick and all that. It's just made me a little depressed. And I think they cracked my rib. I got an X-ray tomorrow and see. I can't breathe the right way. The right way for like 3 days right now. You know, it's not good. And
yeah.
I was talking to my mother, and she's like, "Yeah, I think they cracked your rib. If you're having problems breathing and laying down,
Oh no. Oh no.
yeah,
Oh.
I gotta stand up. Like it's hard to lay down. It's hard to sit, so I gotta like,
Mm,
stand up. That's the only way it doesn't hurt. Stand up, like I bend. You know, it's weird.
man.
So
That's
I'll find out tomorrow. Find out tomorrow with the X-ray. You know, been using a cane too. I'm walking around with a cane.
yeah. Well, I'm sorry you're going through that, dude. You know. Again,
Still,
I feel like you know what they've done to you is they put you in a position where they have totally compromised their own policies and procedures, let alone the law of deprivation of rights, 242. And you know, some of them has been conspiring to do that to you ever since you've been putting all those thugs in check, because that's what they are. They're a bunch of thugs. And if you guys and everybody listened to that one lieutenant when she was talking about she wasn't bringing up law. She kept on saying
yeah,
it's
what is
it's
it?
it's disrespectful to record these detectives and witnesses and victims. That's not respectful at all. So you need to respect me as I'm telling you this. And I'm like, ma'am, you're using respect factors and unwritten respect factors as law. There's nothing in the law that says so. She goes, I'm respecting you right now, and I'm telling you that it's disrespectful to do that. I'm saying, wait a minute. So are we on the streets? Are we in a gang? Is this what you're telling me? That is behavior displayed from gangs. They're talking about respect factors. You guys are under laws and duties, not rights and respect. And if you want respect, you got to earn it. You know, it's bad enough we got to give you a paycheck. You know, and
They're
she
not.
took that.
They're not enforcement. They're not field enforcement. They're law enforcement, and they
Yeah,
act and they eat the best of them. You know, They always fail the people. That's what it is. They always don't like Chicago. I try to bridge, and that bridge is burnt because they like to burn it down. Easy, dude.
That's, well, I mean, only hold the officers that violated your rights responsible. Even though we know the rest of them are a little complicit and they're not saying nothing about it. They're not coming out and sticking up for your rights. I think that you got to keep the. I am encouraging you to keep up the faith that you will get through. And somebody, if I was you, I would reach out to one of your one of your congressmen or senators, and tell them what happened to you because you're recording. Come on, you got to go out and reach out to some of these people, man.
Yeah, I reached out to two councilmen. I reached out to the city borough president. And I reached out to one a civil activist.
Okay.
But their publicist reached back, sent them an email, and and they'll reach back out to. So that was like a week ago. Who knows?
Well, how far are you away from the capital?
No, fuck. That's up in Albany. That's upstate
Dude,
Albany. So it's not far.
Dude, take a ride, go down there, and tell them you would like to I'd like to make an appointment with my person in my district. Find out what your district is and make an appointment to see them. All right, and then tell them what happened to you. Tell you were a victim of police brutality, and all you were engaged in a constitutionally protected activity, and all you were trying to do was try to make them look better by getting them to enforce the law by example. Okay, by example.
Is the lawyer. Like, I'm trying to get a lawyer, and a few of them are like denying, telling me, "Oh, I take your case, busy, blah blah blah." Then I had one lawyer. He gave me like a ridiculous price, like $1,500, for just to take the case on a couple of days. I looked at him like you're really trying to just overcharge me because
How much? How much? Did you say Did you say 1,600 or 600?
Oh, 1,500. Just
1,500.
To one day and then to do the work. That was it. Not to take the whole entire case. To take the whole case, a couple thousand.
Well, you handle it all the way up until you need to go to trial, and then you hire a mouthpiece.
Yeah. Well, Friday I was supposed to have one set for trial, but there's no way I'm in his lawyer because now I had him last week. He will take the case. Then all of a sudden he calls back. He said, "Oh, I can't take the case. I'm too busy. I'm working the case now." I'm like, "So you just tell me a week before my court date that you're not going to take my case? Told me you were going to take it a month ago?"
Dude, they do that on purpose too. That to me, that's a judicial misconduct, and you should report him to the bar for that, because he should have give you due time notice, and then make sure that make sure the court knows that this person that I had set up decided that he didn't want to do this. So
that's what I'm saying. When I go on Friday, that's what now I got to tell them. I had a little up. Now he canceled me a week before, and I can't find him within a week. It's because all these lawyers already said they said already.
Remember, I don't practice law. I don't practice law, and I continue to remind people of this all the time. And I say this: I don't practice law. I'm not a lawyer, but my advice, pointing at how if I was you, I would do it. I would plead mute to everything. Weigh in for discovery. So plead mute. Don't say anything.
That's
And
what this Friday's discovery. Lawyer discovery. That's
right.
Friday.
Okay, good. All right. So there
The thing is that I don't have time to find another now because everyone before was busy.
so you're saying oh boy took wait a minute. Are you telling me that you said that you were going to hire that? See, you're breaking up your roboting really bad. For one thing, I can't get a full sentence out of you. I'm not understanding everything you're saying. I'm getting about 2 words out of every 5.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you'd be better off calling me, and we can listen to you on the phone.
Yeah, I'll call you on the phone.
Call me on the phone, and we'll listen to you on the phone. Okay. All right. Because you're roboting really bad.
I got it. Yeah, I'll call you.
All right. So yeah, I'll wait for him to call me, guys. So I hate the fact that I'm only getting like, maybe 3 out of every 6 words, or 2 out of every 5. It's not doing us no good. Yep. All right. You there? All right. Now we can get a full sentence out of you. What's happening, brother?
Yeah, sorry, man. You know, the Wi-Fi is bad because I have a storm coming tonight. It's gonna be a snowstorm, so.
Oh. Yeah. So you're getting what we got. Yeah. All that crap's coming your way. Watch out. We had an ice storm, man. It took out my electricity for 3 days. So.
Yeah, I got a bad storm coming. It's gonna start like any minute or something like that. So my Wi-Fi's messed up. Even my cable's down a little and just real shitty.
Okay.
But yeah. So what I was saying was my cousin and myself found a lawyer on February 12th, I think it was, like the second week of February, right?
Yeah.
He was willing to take the case. He said, no problem. I'll take this case because I reviewed the video and then I did the FOIA request. I got the body camera. I saw everything. I read the police report. The cop obviously lied on the police report, so it's an easy thing, no problem. But then last week he emailed me and my cousin on the same email saying that he can't take it now because he's been working on a murder case and they moved up the trial or something like that. So we emailed him back like, yo, you can't just cancel a week before court because Friday is the day for lawyer discovery, counsel discovery,
Yeah.
I have to have a paid lawyer this Friday for that reason. I can't go in there and be like, oh, I got another lawyer now. They're gonna try to hem me up or whatever, like make me take something. I'm not gonna take it anyway. I don't care.
Right.
But,
all you got to do is stay mute.
But all these lawyers, what they keep doing is they keep saying like, oh, I'm too busy, or I got this case, I got that case. When I tell them my story and I show them the video, it's like really like no one wants to go up against the NYPD because they know they're corrupt. They're scared of the NYPD. Like they're scared. Like say this lawyer takes the case, and next thing you know, the cop wants to keep pulling them over. They don't want to deal with the NYPD. They'd rather take criminals that are not fighting against the NYPD.
Yeah.
They're scared. So a lot of people are telling me you got to find a lawyer that's from like out of state, like Jersey or Long Island or like Connecticut. Like out of state, so they don't have to deal with the NYPD.
Yeah.
So in Manhattan and Brooklyn, we must have called my cousin, South Texas, my cousin Jimmy. Let me tell you, he must have called 20 different lawyers within one day, and every single one of them is so busy. Like, come on, that's full of shit, Like they're full of shit. They'll only come to like an arrangement. They'll do the arrangement, no problem. When I went through Central Booking, we had one there at the arrangement. I tried talking to her. She said, oh, I don't know if I have that date. I'll let you know. I'll check my books. We'll call you the next day. We'll let you know. Sure enough, she never called me. She won't answer her phone. She just took the money to get me out of arrangement, So there was no bail. I was able to be released. But the point is that they don't want to take these cases because they're scared of the NYPD and they know how corrupt they are. They know how much tyrants and bullies they are. So when I tell them what my arrest is for, oh yeah, I'm exercising my First Amendment. I was just, filming in public. Basically I was just filming and I have it all on video and you can see the video. They see the video, they agree with me. They're like, oh yeah, you're within your rights, you're fine. But let me check my calendar. Oh yeah, I can't do that date. See what you can do. Go to court and see if you can get it adjourned. I'm like it doesn't work like that,
Wow.
They'll adjourn it if I tell them, but there's only so many times I can. So this Friday is the one from the 62nd arrest that I got in October, the first one that I
Right.
got arrested for.
Yeah.
They already adjourned it twice for me for counsel, So now this Friday they're not gonna do it again. They're gonna look at me like you're either playing games or you're lying or whatever, So I just gotta roll my dice and see, but I'm not taking a plea deal. I know that.
Right.
Because the 60-second arrest, I know I was within my rights. I was outside on a public sidewalk. I left the precinct. I was actually going home. I was walking home. And I was at the end of the precinct, going on the sidewalk at the end of the precinct, about to leave, and that's when they rushed me. Like, oh, if you're going to record, you got to go across the street. And then that's when they put me in handcuffs for trespassing,
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make sense. Exactly. So I'm on a public sidewalk. So the first time I went, I had a pretty good public defender. He was trying to fight with them. Like, Your Honor, as in his First Amendment, he was outside on a public sidewalk. It doesn't make sense. But the way they wrote it down, what the cop wrote down on that police statement, he said that I was recording a mother and a child during a sex abuse case. Now, if you watch the video, I was never recording any mother and any daughter during a sex abuse case, so I don't even know what he's talking about. Like, the only time I saw a mother and a daughter on my video is when I walked past them to get into the precinct,
Yeah.
Then I filmed the precinct. Then they kicked me out the precinct, and when I left the precinct, I still didn't see no mother. Like they said on the police report that I was standing there recording them, and they told me multiple times to stop recording her. I was like, what? I'm like, I never recorded them. Like, so he totally lied because on my camera it shows I never recorded them, and then if they look at their body camera,
Where was they? Where were these so-called people?
they were standing in the lobby, like in the little corridor before you walk into the precinct. You walk up these stairs.
But the law don't say that, though. You know that, right?
Of course, if you're in,
It doesn't matter. So it don't matter. They can't. It doesn't matter. They're gotta throw that out because they can come up to you and tell you that they are. But if anything, all you did is you doxed them yourself. We wouldn't have known. Nobody would have known who they were.
exactly.
So
That's my point. Like I didn't even know they were there for that reason.
again, that's that plan, pitch, take, deny crap, man. That's what they do. They gaslight, they intimidate, and then they blame you for their actions because they walk amongst us like they're gods, and that everything that they say is law, and that's what makes them. In the word tyrant or tyranny, you'll see arbitrary. That's what makes them arbitrary. That matches the word tyrant.
So they're making it in the judge's eyes that I was standing there recording the mother and the daughter during a sex abuse case when I didn't even know anything about that.
They're the ones that put it out there. If anything, she could sue them.
Pretty much, yeah. But if you look at the video, I wasn't recording them. I had to walk by them. So it shows on recording that I walked past them to get into the precinct.
Yeah.
Then when they kicked me out, as I turn around to leave,
Yeah.
it's still not on the camera because they're on my right side. They were on my left side, so I turned to the right to get out. So it still doesn't even show them on camera at all. It only shows them on camera for about maybe 5 seconds. So I walked past them. That was it. So he wrote that on the police statement, like that I was there recording them, and they told me to stop recording multiple times, stop recording them, which I never recorded. It's all on video. So that's why I want to go to trial for that because I know I could beat it.
Yeah.
but they don't want to dismiss it. You know what the funny thing is? I go to court that day, right? The first time I go to court, they're dismissing people driving around with registrations expired. They're dismissing people drinking in public. They dismissed a guy that was trespassing in a building. They caught him sleeping in someone's building, right? Like he was homeless, you know? So the guy had to find somewhere to sleep, you know? God bless the guy. I feel bad. They dismissed his case. Dismissed so many cases. I get up to the thing, and then the judge is like, she's looking at it, she's like, what is this? Where is this? So she goes on the laptop, she Googles it. She's like, where is this? And I said it out loud. I said, this is in front of the precinct. This is outside the precinct. So she's looking, and then all of a sudden she's like, all right, we'll give you a 6-month ACD. I said, no, I'm not taking that. Like, 6-month ACD means I got to stay out of trouble for 6 months, and then the case will get dismissed automatically. I'm not taking that because that's a trap, like, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, it's not an automatic dismissal, you know?
Right.
So I said, no, how about you just dismiss it because I was actually exercising my rights and I was outside on a public sidewalk when they arrested me. You know, I was outside. You can't arrest someone for filming in public. Like,
You know what I think these
it's
pigs,
unconstitutional.
you know what I think these pigs are really have a problem with is the United States sovereignty. I think everybody wants their own state to be like their own sovereignty, and they don't want to bow or kowtow to the supreme law of the land, and that has always been the problem. They're misreading the 10th Amendment that gives them the right to rewrite the laws to narrow them to their benefit. Okay, that are in the USC's United States compiled laws, right? So it's only legislators can do that, and that is the problem. They come up with these codes, and then they come up with these Michigan driving codes and Michigan vehicle codes. Before you know it, these legislators are writing stuff that we never allowed or gave them permission, because remember they're there to represent us. Taxation without representation, right? That's why they're there. They're there to represent us on any tax, including fines, cost, or code or penalties. Okay, and we didn't give them permission to do this. No, but I guarantee it. If we took a consensus right now, and if people would say, if you was to ask people, should we have a driver's license? I'll bet you the majority is going to say, hell no. Right? Why do I need a driver's license to drive? Oh, because the definition of driver is to drive for commerce. I don't drive for commerce, so why do I need to pay you, or why should I have to give up my Fourth Amendment right for you, or for any reason, for any law, except the fact that if I stole a vehicle, or if it, I mean, there's just so many different things this conversation could turn into. We'll be here all night, but
yeah, but these lawyers also, not the lawyers, the judge. I feel like this judge is some kind of liberal or whatever, because it's like she doesn't believe in the Constitution. Because
that's what I'm saying. That's why I brought it up.
When the lawyer said he's exercising his First Amendment, recording on public, he was on a public sidewalk, he's allowed to record. That's his First Amendment right.
Yeah.
And freedom of speech. She goes, I don't want to hear that. I don't care about that. I don't want to hear that.
You hear that?
I looked at him. I was like, what?
Did she really say that on the record? Hold up. Did she say that on the record? You need to if you get a copy of that, that's judicial misconduct, and you could send that to the United States Attorney General and say, this person said they don't care about my rights. I don't want to hear about it.
It's all on transcript. It's all on transcript because there was someone there.
That's judicial misconduct. That person, I'm telling you, that person is not a judge. Whoever that is, that's not a judge. That is a person that was handpicked by George Soros. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They don't like anything to do with the Constitution.
And then, another thing is they're trying to say when I do a trial for this one, right, that there's no jury. It's all up to the judge to decide if I'm guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
Like, what? I'm like, that makes no sense either. I thought if we do a trial, it should be at least a few people to decide, not the judge. How
Yeah.
can the judge decide if I'm guilty or not guilty?
Right.
How is that a fair trial?
All right, here's the facts. In misdemeanors, you're allowed a jury trial. You're allowed and you're entitled to a speedy trial. Okay, them are facts. So you tell them, look, if you try this case without a jury, when I'm asking for a jury, I'm telling you this. You started off talking about you're going to dismiss it in 6 months if I stay out of trouble, and then once I tell you that I wasn't guilty, really I'm not guilty. Who wouldn't take that if they were guilty? Who wouldn't take that? I know if I was guilty of what they were accusing me of, I would definitely take that. Okay? So the reason why you're not is because it's the principle, and the principle's there. I didn't do it. I'm in a constitutionally protected activity. I was born with this right. What are you talking about? What planet are you from?
Yeah, even the public defender looked at it's like what do you mean? This is his First Amendment. This is his right. Like, this has to be dismissed. Like, he was exercising his right. He's allowed to film outside in the public space. He's like, he did leave the precinct. When they told him to leave the precinct, he left the precinct. And his video, as I reviewed his video, it shows him on the side of the precinct. He was leaving.
There it is. That's a court officer. Remember, your attorney is a court officer, okay? He's an officer of the court. He's not going to perjure himself, all right? He's not going to get a contempt violation to say, hey, this is what happened. I'm telling you, it's in video. And then if that video showed something else, he would be in violation, because he's supporting perjury,
Yeah. And I cop definitely lied on the statement, 100% lied. I was not recording them. My video, if you look at all at the bottom, it was probably one of my third videos I've ever made on this channel. It's a brand new. That was actually my second arrest. The first one was in the Bronx, but that got dismissed right away because, again, that public defender I had, she was actually really good. She fought, and she said, no, they were outside exercising their rights. They're on the street. They didn't cause disorderly conduct. And the way the cop wrote it down, it was all messed up. Automatic dismissed. I made sure I paid that $10 for that deposition paper, so I could send that to the lawyer for a nice lawsuit. But I have a lawyer that's willing to take any kind of lawsuit, like charges. Like she said, you have to get them dismissed first. So I asked her, I said, okay, can you at least represent me to get them dismissed? Like, I need a lawyer to help me get them dismissed. If you're just a civil rights lawyer, I'm sure you got to have a friend that's criminal or, that would take these cases. Oh, yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll let you know. They don't
Right.
get back to me. They never want to get back to me. They just totally ignore me.
Well, the bottom line here is that when you go back to court, take that ride. No, first and foremost, take that ride to Albany, okay? And like I said, I'm not a lawyer, and anything in the future that I tell you, it's not legal advice. It's just my opinion, okay? It's based off the law and what I'm reading. And I don't practice law. I'm just talking about the law. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just want you to know that, you knew what you were doing when you got into it. You knew what you were up against.
I know. I mean, listen, I'm still down to take those little tiny picture arrests for trespassing or whatever they want to do. They're misdemeanors. They're bullshit. In New York State, we have that bail reform. Can't hit me with bail unless it's a felony, right? Like I committed a real crime.
Yeah.
I can't get bail. Little misdemeanors like this, little type of summonses,
Yeah.
I could rack up 10 of them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The only thing they did do though, they did strip me from my passport. I don't know why. I don't understand why they did that. Because they wanted to give me $5,000 bail. The lawyer fought it, and look again, ROR, police on your own conscience, whatever. But then they stripped me from my passport. They were like, your passport's gonna be seized at this time, and you can't travel or something. I'm like, where do you guys think I'm gonna go? Like, I'm gonna run.
Wow, the guy hasn't even been found guilty yet. He's already.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump the country.
He's already on probation, y'all. He can't leave. They just took his freedom. He's already on probation. Don't even know it.
So as of now, no. I mean, I still have my passport, but if I go to the airport, it's not.
Oh my God.
Strict for my passport, which is stupid for a misdemeanor. Like it's a bullshit. You know, oh yeah, disorderly conduct and what, obstructing public property or something. That was called. Yeah, and obstructing public property. I mean, come on, that's if I cause damage or if I stole it. If something's left on a sidewalk, it's left on a sidewalk in the public. I'm allowed to move it over if it's in my way. You know, like, so I don't understand what the hell that was all about either. And the funny thing is, Wolfie, I swear, if you look at one of the lives, a lot of people here saw it too. When I was at Times Square, I moved those barriers from the people couldn't even walk on the sidewalk.
Hey, don't wait. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just be careful what you say, brother. Please be careful what you say.
But no, all I did was,
If I was you, you know what? Hold up a second. I'm gonna mute this. Stand by, guys. Stand by, guys. Hold up a second. All right, cool. Yeah. So, yeah.
it's just sickening that no lawyers want to help me, bro. It's just like, and then these public defenders they give you, they don't care. They all work in court. So at the end of the day, even if you're guilty or not guilty, they're still getting paid. So it doesn't matter. They're not looking to. They don't really care. They really don't care. And it's just sad, man. It's just this is what our kids are gonna end up growing up to. It's like, you know, I'm doing this. I'm fighting this for my kids, really, in a way. You know, I don't want my kids' rights to be taken away by the time they're older, which they're getting there. They're in teens already. You know, and especially other people out there. You know, they got babies or whatever. I want their kids to grow up the same way like we could be able to grow up with our constitutional rights. And
That's what I'm saying about my granddaughter. You know, and my son. My son's 18, dude. You know, he's still in his teens. You know, and he's still got a long time on this earth, and he's going to be here for some really trying times. And I want to appeal to the human heart and the human mind and say, listen, there's some things that are just common sense, and there's some things that are just flat out rebellion. Okay, I'm not out there putting my foot up somebody's rear end. I'm not out there smacking the crap out of somebody or pistol whooping them or shooting them or killing them, robbing them. I'm just out there with free speech, with some civil disobedience to assert some rights that we continue to lose every day.
Yeah,
you know,
tired.
People need. You got to get sick of being sick. I'm tired. Remember, Bernie Mac. I'm tired. You understand? I mean, I love that guy, man. I miss him. But
I know, I miss him too.
yeah, Bernie was funny as hell, man.
You know what? Like honestly, I hated him back then.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually like Rudy Giuliani now. Like I wish Rudy Giuliani was the mayor now because he was a Republican. Not that politics matter, Republican. I mean, I don't care about that. I'm not into that. But he was actually there for people's rights. He was. You know, he cared.
Well, see, about the bootlickers, this is my opinion about the bootlickers that are partisan into the Republican Party. They respect the Constitution, okay? But at the same time, they're enforcing stuff that a lot of people disagree with, okay? And I know one thing, Rudy Giuliani, if he was in that that seat right now, he would do Operation Cleanup, all right, and he'd be hated for it. Yeah. Okay, but it would put things back in line. It would make people accountable for their actions. Okay, and the police would be more held accountable because they would have a higher standard, right? Because he was hiring and firing people like it wasn't nothing. They used to be the best police force in the world. Now they're the shittiest.
Yeah, they used to be number one. I know they are the shittiest.
Yep.
They are. They are the shittiest.
They have no expectation to uphold a rule of thumb of law. But and I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of evil out here. The world is getting darker and darker and darker every day, and people are so used to being saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm allowed to do and say and what they think freedom is freedom to do things wrong, to be bad. You can have a bad attitude and still do good things. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a bad. I have a bad attitude at times because my pain level's so hard, but I'm a good person. You know, I don't take it out on people.
The best thing is, I don't even have a bad attitude when I come up to them. You look, I try to come up nice. I do. I come up real nice. I come up polite. And then it's to the point when they start going off, then I give a little bit of an attitude. I'm a little bit of a wise ass. I'll admit that. But yeah, I am an asshole. I'm not a piece of shit though. There's two different things, So, and again, I'm not a cop hater like people say. I'm not. I actually want them to get home safe to their kids and their family. You know how many cops I've given shout outs to?
Yeah.
That was respecting my rights. I give them the pound. I appreciate them. And I got one guy on my channel, this guy Victor. He was awesome. He met me in the city. He was on my channel in the chats. He's like, yeah, I'm about to pull up in a few minutes. I want to say hello.
Yeah.
So at one point, I wasn't sure if it was like a troll, like a setup, so keeping my eyes open. I see a cop car pull up. I'm like, no way in hell. He gets out. He gives me a pound. Showing me love. He's like, I love your channel. I love what you're doing. You're doing it right. I was like, what? Bro, that right there, felt so good to hear that from an officer.
Yeah.
He loved it. And a lot of people,
there are some good cops out there. I'm telling you, there are. And you know what? It's gonna take. Listen to this very close. It's going to take this country to go through a major civil war to restore what we had, if we want to keep our sovereignty. Okay, if you don't want to get run down by the world, okay, the world's going to run us right over like a third world country if we don't.
What's going to end up happening? A lot of people are just going to go out there and they're going to protest and they're going to start a riot because they're tired of this.
And everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got a different belief. Everybody has a different allegiance. See, they stop assimilating here. Okay, when you stop assimilating to the United States government, okay, now you're assimilating to other governments. You're not assimilating to your own. You swear these people that come over here, they put their right hand up and they're sworn in as citizens, okay, and that their first allegiance is to assimilate into the United States.
I need to start like an activist group in New York, like people that want to do things like.
You can't have it both ways. Those of you that are listening, you trying to say, free world and this, that. You cannot live that way. It's total anarchy. It's not going to work. Your loved ones will die. Our enemies will attack us and they will destroy every one of us. That's a flat out fact. You cannot have it. I don't know where this, only on YouTube and out here on these, where the world is involved in our conversations. And they ostracize us for our sovereignty and they make us feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about your country. Feel bad about the people that you had duly elected up in there that ain't doing their job serving you and protecting you. That is the problem. They're not protecting us. I don't care if they're right or left. To me, they're all tyrants. To me, I can't stand them. Their system, their two-party system is now fronted off, and they have lied, they've cheated, they've manipulated, they've murdered, they have committed many crimes against the American people. Not what the world is doing to itself, because the world is still in slavery outside these borders. That's a flat-out fact. Go to Russia and live like we live over here and see what happens to you. Go over there in China and live like we do over here and see what happens to you. Hell, you go to Mexico and try to say that you have something. Here, give me a free check, man. They'll put you in the ground. They'll put your dick in the dirt before you get the second word out. You understand? These people are crazy.
Absolutely right. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. They only get away with it here, and then we the people have to live like slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the slaves now. We're being treated like that. It's crazy, dude. And this is what I don't want my kids to grow up to. You know, and I feel bad for people that have younger kids now. You know, I fear for my kids. I fear for my kids' rights when they get older. I really do, and they're getting there. It's sick.
We get if we stop now and literally started to posse up and have one vision to keep the United States sovereignty. That's all it should be on everybody's mind that lives in America. We can deal with everything else later. We'll deal with our personal civil shit later. Right now, we need to close our borders. We need to get the people that are here to assimilate, give them social security numbers, let them stay here, and make them assimilate so that we can put our social order in somewhat back together. Because if we don't, we're going to lose everything. You will not live in the world that you guys want. I'm going to tell you that right now. You won't. You'll die. You'll die.
This is making me tear up because it's so fucking true, bro. Like, I'm doing this for free, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even getting paid off this. Like, I go to work from 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. And I break my ass all day at work. You know what I'm saying? Building these buildings so people that come from other countries can live in these buildings, you know?
Yeah.
I break my ass, and then after work, what do? I go out there and I exercise my rights, and I try to fight for my rights, and I do it alone because I have no backup. I have nobody that has the balls to do what I want to do. There's a few people that are actually in New York, and now Eli's free. Good shout out to Eli.
Okay.
I would hope that I could, me and him link up, because he's the only one I see with balls that would actually back me up, and I would back him up.
Yeah.
But there was a few other people I caught on YouTube.
Yeah.
That are out in New York. I reached out to them. Yo, what's up, man? Let's get a team together and let's go do all this together. You know?
Yeah.
Because the more people you have, the better it is. Like,
it's
like a protest type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know. I'll hit you up. Yeah, I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll get back to you. And it's like, okay, like they're scared, you know? And then there's this one guy. I don't want to mention his name.
Okay.
Now he's out there. He's trying to do what I'm doing. In a way, but it's like you weren't doing that before. Now all of a sudden you're doing it, which okay, you could do it, but like why not link up with me now? You know, like you were doing it, you were doing different things, as your first audits. Now you're doing what I'm doing. Let's link up together and let's team up. Let's build a team. Let's get a whole bunch of people. And no one wants to do it. It's like they're scared. I don't get it. I'm not scared of these tyrants. I'm not scared of them at all. Like, okay, they won the other night. I give it to them. I give them a W. They beat the hell out of me a little bit. They got me. Okay, no problem. That doesn't mean I'm just going to give up and stop because of that. Absolutely not. I'm not going to. I'm fighting for everyone's rights. I'm fighting for my kids' rights, my rights, and for the people out there that can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because not that they don't have the balls to, or they don't have the coverage. It's just a lot of people can't. It's just I don't know how to say it in a nice way without people getting offended. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully, like
you know what? You can't. You're always gonna offend people no matter what. I mean, just that you've already offended people. Look, man, I don't know what I'm really thinking about dumping my YouTube channel. I really am. I only see
I almost was the other day. I was almost about to hit the delete button. I had it ready, and then I just thought, I said, oh man, with all the people that love me and support me, how can I just turn my back on them? And how can I turn my back on my kids? And
I'm not getting a fair shake though. I realize that I'm not getting the fair shake that I have. And there's a bias inside this community that they know that I know. They know that I know who they really are. Okay. I've been around a while. Okay. And I know a lot more than them, and I do a lot more than them. Hell, I hold live streams and give law. Okay. And all these bootlickers and these undercover auditors that call themselves auditors that are out there getting along with these bootlickers and then turning around and secretly doing, I'm telling you, dude, a lot of these guys are a lot of these channels out here that have been in activism. They are in people that are against auditors, and a lot of them are ex-auditors, and all they see this is live content to bite that ass. You understand what I'm saying?
I
And
don't care, but that's the thing. I'm not doing this for subscribers and content. I'm not doing it for that. I couldn't care less if people didn't view my channel or give me a thumbs up. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not even doing it for that because, obviously I'm monetized, right? If I cared so much about the clicks, the views, and the money, I wouldn't be cursing on my lives, because once you curse, your live is your monetized thing is done. Like, you're not getting paid for your live. You know that, right? When you make a video and you curse, that's it. You don't get paid for that because they automatically take off like that monetized view. Right?
they do.
So if I cared so much about the money and all that, I would be doing all the edits and blanking out my curses. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care about the money, like with that,
Well, I am. I'm at a point where if people cannot see what I'm saying inside this live stream, I might as well hang it up tonight. That's how I'm serious I am, because I feel like I'm being shadow banned. I feel about about a month and a half ago, every time I'd go live, I'd have a minimum of 60 people up in here. You know what I mean? And it's like, where are they all at? Where'd they go? Where's all these people at? And I'm like,
I don't think people are against you. No way. I've never heard anyone.
I don't think that, well, it's just I don't know what else is it? I mean, I'm not getting any recognition out here. Why is it? Because I tell the truth and say that I have no recognition? Is it because that I tell the truth and say that my significance don't mean nothing, and I'm not trying to beg for money, and I don't make people like me and treat them like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these other people do. They think they're so big and bad, and they think they got their verbal judo down to where they, look, if they lived one day in my shoes, I know they would cry like bitches.
Yeah, of course, I know. Oh, I know.
That's the truth. And YouTube doesn't like the truth. They don't. YouTube don't like the truth.
A lot of supporters too, bro. You definitely do. You have a lot of supporters. I guess maybe YouTube is doing that too. But you know what? I think I got my first strike today because I can't even comment on people's videos right now.
Well, you've been commenting on mine?
No, this is a live chat. But watch what I'll do. I'll go to like a video, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Utah did a video, right?
Yeah.
So now if I go to someone's video. I didn't try to go to one of my videos. It says something I can't comment for the next 24 hours because
dude, we wouldn't even be able to see your content. We wouldn't even be able to see your content if you were struck.
If I had a strike?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it works? I don't know.
Yeah, you can't comment, you can't do anything.
So then why is it not allowing me to give a comment then, like on someone's video? Like Utah did a video, like you shared my
You need to go into your thing and look at your dashboard and see what your dashboard is telling you. Go look at your messages and your dashboard. It'll tell you community guideline strikes. It'll tell you the warnings and strikes right there.
And YouTube Studio. You mean?
Yeah, YouTube Studio. It'll tell you. There'll be a thing across this. You have 14 days, 13 days, 12 days, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way down to 24 hours. 18 hours.
Yeah. I gotta look at this and see.
You'd know if you would have a community guideline strike, man.
No, inside my dashboard it doesn't show nothing like that.
There you go. So you're not strict. You're not struck, dude.
But here, watch. I'll go to comment. Watch. I'll show you.
Dude, you've been commenting in here. You wouldn't even be able to comment under this.
No, I know. It's no because this is a live stream. I'm talking about like a video that was already posted. Watch. I'm gonna send you the text. Watch. I'll do it right now.
You know what? Go to here. I'll tell you what. Go to one of my Go to one of my.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to one.
Here, go to one of mine. We'll tell you, because that'll tell you whether you're shadow banned or not. You might be shadow banned. That's how you know you're being shadow banned. All right.
Watch. All right. I clicked on one of your videos right now. Southgate police responded to the suspicious guy. Right.
Okay. Hold
Let
up.
the egg go by.
All right.
Skip. All right. Hold on. All right. Hit the like. Now watch. All right. Yo, Wolfie. What's this? Bam. It says, comment and pause to protect the community. Discovered that comments that left may violate community guidelines. Which I have no idea what that means. You'll be able
Say
to-
that again.
I'm going to send it to you right now. Watch this. I'm going to send it to your text right now. Watch this. They're saying something that I must have said on someone's page was against the guidelines. Like, what? This never happened to me once. I would curse people out left and right on pages. Never once something like that happened. So I have no idea what that means. Let's see if I can get the. Serious, this phone is so old. I can't even like go to the damn picture. You go to my photos and send it that way. Yeah, I can't wait for my new phone to come tomorrow. Jesus Christ.
So did you comment on that? Did you comment?
Yeah, I tried to comment. Yeah, you didn't get the comment, right?
Hold up a second. No. Did you comment?
Yeah, I did. I said, yo, Wolfie, what's up? And then this came up. I'm going to send it to you right now. It's coming to you right about in 5 seconds. It's going. It's loaded. It's going. Hold on. Give it a second. I see the thing going. My internet's slow today, man. Storm's coming. It's already starting to snow. I see it. Come on, 10 seconds. Let's go. 10. All right. Come on, Spider. Let's go. Spider. Send it.
Yeah, my views are way down. My views are so down. It's nothing like it was 3 months ago. Something happened. I don't know what. I don't know, man. I can't.
What do you mean by shadow ban? They're blocked.
Yeah, it's a shadow ban. They're not putting out my content in the algorithms like they should. Not everybody. People have to search me. All right, I'll tell you what. I got 19 people in here right now. Give me a 1 if you responded to Wolverine Transparency. Give me a 2 if you just found me. Give me a 1 if you got the notification, and give me a 2 if you
I got
didn't.
the notification. That's how I came on. I got the notification right away.
Okay.
That's how I came on to see it live. I saw the notification come right up, and I was like, "Oh, my boy's live." Let me jump up there and see what's going on.
All right, I got 1. There's 2 2s and 2 1s. There's 3 1s, 2 2s.
And I'm telling you, I promise you.
There's 3 2s.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a 1 because I got the notification. Some people are gonna have to unsubscribe and then resubscribe again. That does happen for some people.
I did tell everybody to do that. Everybody unsubscribe and resubscribe and hit all. You got to hit all. I don't know, man.
But look at the text I sent you. If you look at the message I sent you, read what it says. Watch. That's what it says when I go to comment on.
Community pause to protect the community. We have discovered that communications you have left may violate. Oh, so somebody did harassment and cyberbullying policies on you. You will be able to post comments in about 20 hours. So that is a new notification that they're putting out there when that somebody reports something that you said on your shit, and you could do a manual review. You should be able to do a manual review on that.
I've been trying to. It doesn't say anything. It just says you got it. Like I gotta hit the button. Got it. How weird is that? I've never gotten that once.
I'm laying back, y'all. I'm here. I'm just laying back. Man, I never seen that before. So they're with their new community guideline. They're taking your ability to comment on not live streams, but people's posts and stuff. I'm surprised it's letting you post here. Why is it letting you post here?
I know it's letting me post in the live chat, which I have no idea.
I wonder if it's because it's in StreamYards.
Maybe that's probably why, but no, but it's still. I'm still on YouTube Live. You're still on YouTube Live. I'm commenting on live YouTube.
Right.
Weird.
But it's still through StreamYards though.
I wish I could.
Let me see.
Explain it, bro. I don't know. That was like the first time I've ever gotten that. Let me tell you. You know how many times people would talk crap and I would go back at them and talk crap, but I've never said anything like anything racist or anything like bullying. Like I would just call them my little bitch, like my little bitch, my spider. Those things drink to me, spider. Or get off my channel, beat it, kick rocks, like things like that. But now that's it. I'm not even gonna comment no more on things like that. I'm just gonna comment to like my supporters, the haters. I'm just gonna let them keep trolling, talk whatever they want. I don't care anymore about that.
Yeah. I know that I'm being shadow banned, man. I know I am, because looking at all them damn.
Why would they shadow ban you?
I must have said something that some major right wing or left wing. Usually it's a left winger from YouTube that sets you out of an algorithm and takes you out of it. It's just the way it is. That's how they do it. And I don't know. I might have said something. I might have done something. I might have did some poor reviews, and they're chastising me. So I don't know. That's because it did send me a message that I YouTube out of two out of five, out of the last five, two were not up to par to what I said and did not match YouTube guidelines for qualifying monetized videos. So I think that's what happened. All right, he's got a bad reception, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, guys. Love you all, man. Take care. If you guys see me, you see me. If you don't, you don't. Oh, it is what it is, man. Life's not fair. And God bless, man. I'll see you on the flip side.